What's going on, everyone? This is Mitch with SC Weather. Hope y'all been having a great weekend so far, great Saturday. I know me and my family took a beach trip to Folly Beach here in South Carolina for the day. And I don't know if y'all can tell from the screen down there, but I am my face probably looks a little different. It's because I did not put on any sunscreen and I am pretty burnt. So I'm hoping it fades to a nice tan here in about 24, 48 hours. Man, I don't know why I do that to myself, but I am burnt for sure. But as far as weather, sorry I missed the video last night. I was out pretty late. Normally, me and my family, we normally crash about 8:30, 9 o'clock, and I was out till about 10, just on a date night with my wife. So back at it again. There's a good bit to talk about as we're getting into tomorrow, which is a technical start to the week. There's a lot to talk about weather-wise. I don't see anything that I can sit here and tell you, hey, there's going to be an outbreak of storms, but there's going to be a very active several days, consecutive days in a row, and pretty much a lot of areas in the eastern U.S. can be covered, anywhere from the Ohio Valley, the Deep South, the Mid-South, the South Central U.S., the Southeast. I'm talking about the Carolinas, maybe the Mid-Atlantic. So a lot of people can be quite stormy this weekend. There's actually a lot of people who need the rain, but some of the storms can be pretty bad. There's an interesting setup. There's something called a cap, and we're going to talk about that. I'm not going to get going in all this before I actually show you what I'm talking about. So before we get going, if you guys have not subscribed, definitely consider doing that. We're into May. We're getting deeper into the year. We're getting a tick closer to hurricane season. So definitely subscribe because it's going to get active here in the next couple of months. And definitely like the video if y'all like it. And thank y'all for the amazing support. And if y'all got anything I can pray about or anybody else in the comments can pray about, definitely put in the comments so we can all help each other out here and be thinking about one another and praying for each other. So this is tomorrow. This is the Storm Prediction Center. We kind of probably all know what this is by now. This is day 2, so this is tomorrow into overnight Sunday into Monday. So you got a big little slight risk here, but we're going to talk about this here. There's some chances for some storms, and honestly, the storms are going on here in Texas are going to pretty much go into this area overnight. There's going to be a chance that this does have a small chance to tamper down on basically the convection, but most models are showing for the convection to blow up again tomorrow afternoon. Now this is the thing that's concerning, is there's a 5% chance of a tornado here in 25 miles at any given location in this area right here. So if you don't know what this area is, definitely know where you are, near Jackson, Greenville, Mississippi, and areas of northeast Louisiana and just eastern Louisiana in general. So there's a little bit of an elevated tornado risk for sure. You go to day 3 here, and this is kind of what it shifts to here. Now this is going to be a whole nother ball game here. You're going to have dry air in the upper levels of the atmosphere. It creates a cap, and basically it's an EML, and it creates a cap. And basically you have all the ingredients you can possibly ask for almost for thunderstorm development at the surface, at the lowest of the levels of the atmosphere. You got high dew points, temperatures are great, and everything supportive for severe thunderstorms in a very small window close to the surface. But then above the surface is a cap, and then dew points go way down, which is dry air. So that prevents explosive updrafts, which prevents thunderstorms from developing. So when they do develop, when they do break the cap, they can be extremely dangerous. They can be big hail producers. They can be tornado producers. And normally when they break the cap, it's just 1 or 2 that does it, and they turn into monsters. So it's just like pressure building up almost. You know what I'm saying? And then you just break the pressure, and then an explosive storm blows up, and you get a pretty nasty storm. So this has the potential all the way from down to Dallas. And this one's definitely something we're going to talk about. So if you live in this area, hang tight. We're going to talk a good bit about this. So HRRR model, and we're going to show you the latest long range. Check it out. We're getting into overnight tonight, into Sunday morning. Check out all the convection. All the storms are already going in Louisiana. So you're going to wake up to possibly a lot of storms in Louisiana. How quick does that clear out? That's the big question, as if you're going to get additional convection blowing up in the afternoon. Now, there's going to be a tornado threat here because what's going to happen is convection is going to move into Alabama. It's going to die off, but then it's going to warm back up right here. And these little cells right here, they have a chance to potentially have some spin to them. That's why this little area right here is a 5% chance, because these little storms right here can be dangerous in Mississippi, Louisiana, even southeast Arkansas, because they get kind of isolated in form. And they definitely have some ingredients to be a quick spin up. Like you can even look at these little storms right here in Mississippi. So you have to watch out for those tomorrow. You know, HRRR model is not going to go out very far, but watch out. Watch as you get into Monday morning. Maybe some storms around the Atlanta area, the Carolinas. Man, we really need some rain. I think Columbia, South Carolina got well under an inch of rain for the entire month of April. So we need rain over there. I know areas in the Gulf shores of Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Panhandle, Florida. They got plenty of rain, but we definitely need it. But check it out here. You're getting into Monday, and that's a lot of convection firing up. A lot of storms in Alabama. This is an interesting look. So what I'm saying is basically the Storm Prediction Center, their risk levels are going to tweak as far as geographically where they're going to be. I think they have a chance to maybe go up to a enhanced risk in some areas, depending on whenever. But I think some things are going to tweak some. I think you're going to get a marginal threat introduced here Monday right into here. And we'll just kind of watch. The NAM is a little bit different from Monday. It doesn't really show much. But you go here, check out the convection blowing up here in Mississippi and Mississippi and Louisiana. This clears out. Then you have to watch out these cells. Same kind of thing setting up. You got some cells firing up in this sector where you begin to get heating as the atmosphere recovers from the early morning convection. But as you get into Monday morning, it still shows a lot of activity. But look up here in the lower Ohio Valley. But look in the mountains. Some storms firing up. And as we get into Monday afternoon, maybe some isolated strong storms firing up in the Carolinas and Georgia. So I got a lot of people who listen from the Carolinas and even Georgia. Keep in mind that these storm chances that you're going to look on your apps, your weather channels, you'll notice you're going to see 30 to 40% chance of scattered thunderstorms or something like that. Well, it's actually pretty correct, because not everybody's going to get storms next week. In fact, there's going to be some areas that probably don't get a drop of rain next week, but there might be another area that get hit by maybe 2 or 3 storms. Just got to be at the right place. Hopefully, my location's at the right place, because we need some nature-made rain. That's for sure, if that makes sense. But this gets moving on. You look at the NAM here. Now I want to show you this, because right now, right at this moment, a good portion of the southeast and mid-Atlantic definitely, we're definitely definitely have a lot of dry air in place. A cold front moved in yesterday. But check out, these are dew points. These are dew points. So dew points in the 50s and 40s and lower it's pretty dry air. It's a crisp field outside. But look as we get overnight into Sunday. Look at the wind barbs here that begin to shift the winds out of the south, and then even southwest, southeast, and basically as you get into tomorrow around this time, you'll already feel a significantly huge difference as far as humidity outside. Humidity will begin to increase, and basically tomorrow is going to be the beginning of our pattern change. It's going to be very summer-like next week. As you get into Monday, dew points start getting to the 60s and 70s, especially in the deep south. You're going to be flat out summer-like humid in the deep south. Very, very humid. So it's definitely something to watch out for. Now I want to show you this. This is NAM a little bit further west. As we're getting into Monday, check it out here. Now, there is a slight risk here Monday, but you don't see much action, right? Even a marginal risk down here. That is because, like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, there's a cap in place. So short-range models are just not picking up on hardly anything because this cap is so strong. I'm going to show you what that looks like in soundings, because it should make a little bit of sense. Even the people who don't quite understand soundings, and even I'm always learning soundings. I'm not an expert with soundings, but I know the basics. So, but look here, Monday, you got a big slight risk right in here. You got a marginal risk all the way down here. Basically, you got a pretty decent risk of severe storms, but you don't see much. It's because storms are trying to figure out how to break this cap, this dry air in the upper levels of the atmosphere. So Let's see if I can make this smaller, because once again for you guys, I forgot to not have this ready for you and make the screen a little bigger for you. Weathermodels.com, it's a great site, but as far as getting the screen bigger for you guys, sometimes it's a pain. But this is CAPE, convective energy here. Look, as we get into tomorrow, the CAPE begins to build in the deep south, and then look how fast it builds. Like it's already building into tomorrow evening, and there's nothing developing. But at the same time, you got drier air well up in the mid to upper levels of the atmosphere, creating these EML and creating a cap that's starting to ride up into Texas, in the south central U.S., and even into the western areas of the Ohio Valley. So this begins to build. The CAPE even begins to build into the Carolinas. So you're starting to get primed for some storms. But look, as you get into the end of the HRRR model, look, this is getting into early Monday afternoon, around noon. Look at the CAPE building across. This is a lot of storm energy. It's like rocket fuel just sitting under a cap, ready to explode. Just somebody give it a chance. That's basically what it's saying. So you got CAPE at the end of the HRRR model building big time, just ready to explode here. You look at the NAM, and it's the same thing. But NAM's able to go out a little bit further. But check out the dry line setting up, and check out just east of the dry line, you have CAPE values over 5,000 to 6,000 joules per kilogram. Insane CAPE, but there is such a strong cap in place. Let me show you what that looks like. So I'm going to stop it at 22Z Monday in Texas, okay? So that's pretty much equivalent. Let's just say Monday afternoon, Monday evening. We're going to go to pivotal weather really quick. I'm going to show you what this looks like in a sounding. So let me make sure we're at the same time frame. So I'm going to do a sounding around Dallas, right, which is where the CAPE is insane. So here it comes. You see this little notch in the graph right here. That is basically your cap right here. That is your cap in place. So, and you see the temperatures, how they kind of go upward. They increase right above the surface. So look how the dew points and the temperatures drop big time when you get in the upper levels. Basically, the higher you get in this graph right here, the higher up in the sky you get, in a nutshell. CAPE is insane right here. You got CAPE values. I'm trying to find it down there. But you got CAPE values extremely high. So basically, this is your cap in place. And then look how dry the air gets just above the surface and just above the lower levels of the atmosphere. So when you have super low dew points, which is dry air, that doesn't do well at all for storms. Storms do not like that at all. So this is a very impressive cap. So basically, in this little small area right here, just above the surface, it is basically where we're standing. You got dew points that are in the 70s. You got temperatures in the mid to upper 80s. It's moist, it's prime, but the updrafts will go up to about this high right here, and then they can't build anymore. So storm development cannot, basically an updraft that the storm needs, the storm will not have explosive development. I'm sorry, I'm getting my words mixed up, but y'all get what I'm saying. Basically, in a nutshell, when you have this cap in place, you can't get storm development. You can. Sometimes they will break the cap, and when they do, that's when you get a wild, explosive storm, a hailstorm, a supercell, potentially a tornadic storm, and you get basically just a nasty storm. So it's interesting because you can see it clear as day on a weather sounding. So that's all I got, guys. It's an interesting setup. I might be chasing somewhere. It's just this is just all over the place. So it's hard to know where to even chase. So thank y'all for tuning in, and I'll definitely have an update tomorrow, and y'all have a great and safe night.